Cleopatra is one of the best supporting demons in Shin Megami Tensei V, and there are numerous ways you can go about building her. For today's build showcase, I'm going to be presenting a slightly less offensive-focused Cleopatra that favors self-sustain and survivability. However, I will provide a sample skill set for a more offensive-focused Cleopatra as well that you can use as a template should you want to take that route instead. So the main reason to use Cleopatra is to gain access to the incredibly powerful Frolic skill, which applies 2 instances of Tarunda and Rakunda to all enemies, as well as having a 40% chance to charm them. The only thing you really need to watch out for when using Frolic are enemies that are immune to charm. This is because if you do use Frolic on them, it will count as a nullify, costing you 2 press turns, and you won't even have the stat down effects applied to them. Oh, and fun fact, the Japanese name for Frolic is actually Final Nude. Nice. Anyways, continuing on with Cleopatra's support skills, we do opt to keep Luster Candy, which applies 1 instance of Tarukaja, Rakukaja, and Tsukukaja to your whole party. And to supplement both Frolic and Luster Candy, we take Boon Boost, which is a natural inclusion as it extends the duration of the stat boosts and stat down debuffs from both Frolic and Luster Candy. As these spells are on the expensive side, I've chosen to use the package of Energy Drain and Great Mana Spring to help with MP management, and then Almighty Pleroma is taken to increase the damage of Energy Drain. This allows Cleopatra to not only restore lost MP, but also dish out a small but not insignificant amount of damage. And finally, Resist Dark is taken to shore up Cleopatra's only weakness, and Resist Physical is taken to make it so that she's resistant to all forms of damage except Almighty. As you move into the endgame, there are a few upgrades to this setup that can be made. Swapping Resist Dark and Resist Physical with their null counterparts is a no-brainer, and swapping Boom Boost for Boom Boost EX is also a natural upgrade. Finally, you can also drop Great Mana Spring for high Almighty Pleroma to give a bit more of a boost to Cleopatra's damage with Energy Drain. If you did want to take a more offensive approach with Cleopatra, you might look at doing something like this, where Energy Drain is swapped for Hamabarion, Almighty Pleroma is swapped out for Light Pleroma, and Great Mana Spring is swapped out for High Restore. This example shows the Hama variant, but Cleopatra can also effectively use the Zon and Bufu line skills as well, should you prefer to have her use either of those elements instead. Simply swap Hamabarion out for either Zanbarion or Bufubarion, and the Light Pleroma for the Pleroma that corresponds to the element of your choice. So now that we've gotten the skill explanation out of the way, let's move on to actually making one of the best supporting demons in the game. Alright, so this fusion is actually incredibly simple and really short, but we do need a few things in advance. You do need a Mushu at least level 41 for Boom Boost, you need a Lamia at 37 for Resist Dark, a Cerberus at 65 for Resist Physical, and then you need a Narcissus and an Isis. Their levels do not matter. The way I have this set up, we will be getting all of the abilities I presented earlier except for the Energy Drain and the Almighty Pleroma. We'll be getting those with essences. And I did it this way so that if you wanted to pivot to one of the more offensive focused builds, you can do so very easily. So for step 1, we're going to be fusing together Mushu and Cerberus in order to make it Titania. And if you're like me and you are on a Chaos path and you have the Chaos Miracle, do make sure you get Great Mana Spring. If you aren't, don't worry about it, she'll automatically learn it. But if you're on the Chaos path, just make sure you grab it because this is where we're going to be getting that particular ability. Other than that, you do want to make sure we are getting Resist Physical and Boom Boost here. The rest of the abilities don't matter. And believe it or not, with that, we are actually ready to go and fuse Cleopatra. So I will get over there with the power of editing. Alright, and here we are ready to fuse Cleopatra. We have the Titania we just made, making sure that she has the Boon Boost, Resist Physical, and Great Mana Spring. We have the Lamia that's at 37 for the Resist Dark, and then the other 2 that we just need. So when you are doing this fusion, again, if you are on the Chaos route, just make sure that you are passing down Frolic. If not, she will learn the base abilities of Hamabarion, Mabufidine, and Diarahan. And then obviously you want to be passing down the Great Mana Spring, the Resist Physical, the Boom Boost, and the Resist Dark. Alright, sorry for the edit there. Wanted to make sure that I hid all the special fusions for people who don't know. So now that we have this much done, we need to go and find the demons we're going to be using to essence fuse. And in this case, we're going to be using Amanozako. You can actually get the essence for Amanozako for completing the quest A Power Beyond Control. And I'm going to go ahead and move over to that real quick. Alright, so here I am at my Amanozako essence. Go ahead and select that. And here we're just going to be making sure that we pass down all the stuff we wanted to keep from before, as well as the energy drain and the almighty pleroma. And at this step, this is where if you were wanting to pivot into one of the more offensive builds, you would obviously not be using Amanozako's essence, you would be using something else to get whatever abilities you wanted and whatever pleroma you wanted. But for this build, this is what we would be doing. So we go ahead and okay that. And then the build is almost complete. The only thing left you would need to do is level up Cleopatra to level 63, which will get her to learn Luster Candy. And if you're doing this exact build, you would just be replacing Hamabarion with Luster Candy, and then that would be it. So that'll do it for this build showcase of Cleopatra in SMT 5. If you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up over on Twitch at twitch.tv/RoslinGaming or on my Discord server, both of which are linked in the video description below. Until next time, take care.